Well, good evening and welcome to Glasgow Raiders Nation Live. It is the podcast live, guys. It is Christmas Eve 2024. We are only hours away from Christmas Day. You know, the beginning, obviously, of a big man in his red suit coming down the chimney and obviously delivering presents, hopefully. Hopefully he brings a nice present to Ibrox. Well, to Rangers in St Mirren on Thursday. I keep saying Sunday. It's just such a habit. On Thursday, and brings us 3 points. I mean, that's obviously got to be the hope. And hopefully he gives St Johnstone 3 points as well on Thursday, on Boxing Day. Welcome to the podcast, guys. Obviously, if you've just found the channel, welcome along. This is a free Rangers news channel. We obviously bring you daily videos. We bring you podcasts, live game streams, everything. It's all free. We don't charge you. We don't hide content on Patreon. We don't charge you $2.50, $3.50, $5.50 a month. None of that. If you do want to support the channel, well, it's 99p to become a member. Less than a cup of McDonald's coffee. Other cups of coffee are, of course, available. And not only that, but, you can also, use the super chat or the super sticker in if you want to support the channel in any way, shape or form. Good evening to William. Good evening to Janet. All good, Janet. Got 3 days off work, so that's got to be a massive positive. It's been an absolutely exhausting 5 days on the bounce for me. I've done, I think, over 50 hours in the last 5 days in the run up to Christmas. A very busy period when you work in retail, certainly, Janet. I know a lot of you understand that. I know you've got relatives and family who work in retail as well. We have got a poll running, guys. Please vote in that poll. Good hello to Bobby. Would love us to beat Celtic to the league now. Comment on Rangers pods and got 6 times Tim's protesting about it, for fuck's sake. It's all over Sky News about them being reinstated to a fucking Celtic game. Time for UEFA. That is the poll that I put up tonight. The poll question is, do UEFA need to investigate the SFA and the refereeing standards in Scotland? And Janet is, good evening, Janet. How are you this evening? Well, we're going to do 2 things in tonight's podcast. I did aim for this podcast actually to just be a preview of the St Mirren game. That was my aim. I wanted to just, keep it to football. I'm a bit sick to death of talking about referees, if I'm being honest with you, and refereing standards and all that crap. Hi, Airwolf. How you doing, buddy? But, unfortunately, it is taken over to some extent, isn't it? And we are going to talk shortly about the statement by Rangers have made today. In the media about the situation ongoing with the reappointment of Alan Muir and Francis Connor to games this weekend, including the appointment of Francis Connor to, yes, a Celtic game. I mean, you just genuinely can't Adam and Eve it, can you? It is absolutely incredible. We will talk about that. And we will, of course, look ahead to Thursday's game against St Mirren. We'll look ahead to that. We've got some facts and figures, some stats. We're going to look at the team, etc., etc. We're going to look at some, bits and pieces. Talk a little bit about what is going on. But yeah, I mean, let's face it. Let's face it. It is a difficult situation. Malky, good to have you here. I haven't heard from you in a long time. The SFA should have been investigated years ago. I agree. So much for the SFA dealing with refs. Clement could have lost his job and they get a 1-match ban. It's a joke. Matt Ford says Scottish football has zero integrity after this fiasco. Hopefully we can win the league despite the SFA being against us. Matt, a new name. Welcome, Matt. New name in the live chat. Bro, UEFA need to investigate the past 4 years of Scottish football and remove the world record of the number of pence from Tower, pay for part-time refs, get standards up. I mean, whatever you think about having these penalties, it is a situation. But, let's start off. Do we have enough refs to fill the gaps? I mean, that's the question, Airwolf. But I'll be honest with you, mate. I'll be honest with you. Why are we not going to England for referees? Why are we not asking, the English FA for help with refereeing standards in this country? And that has got to be a situation that we look at, for games that involving Rangers and Celtic, if you can't find match officials who aren't biased towards one team over another, then go and get some referees from England. I mean, there's plenty of refs in England, lots and lots of refs. I'm really sorry to hear that, Malky. Hope you're feeling better. Can I ask a question? If this was to carry on, escalate to 2 death threats like Hugh Dallas, where would the blame have lied? Evening, Owen and fellow Bears. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It would have come back on us, wouldn't it? I mean, if there'd been death threats issued against Alan Muir and Francis Connor, then of course, yeah, it would have come back on us, wouldn't it? It definitely would have come back on us, and it would have been the fans, our fans, getting the criticism, and rightly so. You know, at the end of the day, there should not be a situation where, you know, referees' lives are being threatened, or referees are and their families are feeling scared because of the actions of one fan base. That should never ever be allowed to occur. That is absolutely ludicrous indeed. And you know, I want to give to Christophe Georges. How you doing, buddy? We'll get to some more points of it. This is the statement. Let's go through the statement first of all. I mean, I did release a video earlier. If you haven't obviously checked it out, please check it out. Rangers FC has contacted the Scottish FA to express serious concerns and ask several questions regarding the swift reinstatement of the two VAR officials involved in officiating failure during the recent Premier Sports Cup final. We also know that one of the officials has been appointed to an SPFL match involving the club that benefited from the error. I mean, for me, that is the biggest ridiculousness of all, and that is one of the ones where questions do need to be raised. The Scottish FA's actions raise questions about their commitment to improving officiating standards and fostering accountability, which is something that Willie Collum obviously spoke about. While Rangers FC fully respects the independence of officiating appointments and the need for referees to operate without interference, how the Scottish FA handles such high-profile failures directly affects its credibility and public confidence. 100% accurate. The decision to reinstate the officials so quickly, and in particular for a fixture involving the club, which benefited from the mistake in question, has drawn widespread media scrutiny on the officiating failure and the officials concerned. This was both predictable and avoidable, and contradicts any stated duty of care for the Scottish FA towards its match officials. Mistakes do happen in football, and how they are addressed matters enormously. We would urge the Scottish FA to demonstrate its desire to improve the quality and consistency of officiating, and do so in a transparent manner. We are not seeking to challenge the authority of the Scottish FA or the integrity or the independence of match officials, although I certainly would be, but to encourage improved standards, accountability. This is not about influence. Celtic, are you listening? It's about good governance. Celtic, are you listening? Rangers FC expects tangible steps to be taken and remains committed to holding the Scottish FA accountable in the interests of the game. 100% support that statement tonight. It is clear that Rangers genuinely are not happy in the slightest with the situation going on this weekend. Good evening to Christophe Georges, new name in the live chat. Welcome. Owen, it's the SFA. It's a fucking clown show. I agree, Paul. You risk diluting refs, the quality of refs if you keep refs away from the teams they support. Airwolf, they should not be allowed to officiate games of teams they support. In England, if you support Liverpool, you cannot officiate a Liverpool game as a VAR or a referee. Or if you're a Manchester United fan, you cannot officiate a Manchester United game, and same with Man City, Villa, etc., etc. English refs are not allowed to officiate games where their team is involved. That's the way it should be in Scotland. It's the way it is in Spain. It's the way it is in Germany. It's the way it is in Italy. It's the way it is in every major European league. It is only Scotland where it seems to be impossible. The SFA has no integrity left. Scottish football has become a laughingstock. Refs helping a certain team. House, it's the SFA, the referee's head. Merry Christmas and bless everyone. Absolutely. Bro, honestly, we criticise refs. We should do a ref of the month and a worse ref with promotion for good refs, regardless of the decision or who favours it. Absolutely. I agree. I don't think the SFA will do anything, mate, if I'm being massively honest with you. Owen, the Scottish FA will never take accountability, not unless bad decisions were going to against that mob, then it would be scrutinised. Let's say over 60% of the refs are Old Firm supporters. Is there enough quality and quantity for fixtures involving the Old Firm? Yes, because you go south of the border and you get referees from south of the border. I mean, can I ask why Rangers fans are attacking every part of the institution but not John Beaton? Is it because you need him for Ibrox? Kaiser E, we do not attack John Beaton because John Beaton doesn't give any decisions in Rangers' favour. If you want to actually look into the decisions that are given, John Beaton gives a massive number of decisions against Rangers, and he was the referee in that final. So to say that he gives biased decisions towards Rangers is an absolutely ridiculous statement. In addition to that, mate, if he is truly a Rangers supporter, he should not be refereeing Rangers games. End of story. I do not support any Rangers fan support refereeing a Rangers game or being a VAR official for a Rangers game. The same way that I do not support any Celtic fan being a referee or a VAR official for a Celtic game. It honestly feels like Celtic have got some kind of hold. I agree. And I think the problem we've got is that too few of the podcasts, too few of the major podcasts are afraid to call this out and call it what it is. You know, we've got a lot of the major podcasts in Scottish podcasts and Rangers podcasts saying it's down to refereeing incompetence, it's down to refereeing standards, it's down to this, it's down to that. And quite frankly, staying away from the whole truth of the matter, which is not down to that. It's down to the integrity of the SFA. It's down to the biasness of certain match officials towards a team in green and white. It is standard. You cannot look beyond some of the decisions that are given in favour of Celtic. And when research is done into those officials that are giving decisions in favour of Celtic, and they are found to be members of Celtic supporters associations, or there are pictures of them in Celtic shirts, and you wonder why they're giving decisions in favour of Celtic. Wrong decisions in favour of Celtic. Rangers should be pushing for an inquiry on cheating taking place, and the game should be null and void and erased from the records for the sake of integrity, says Stuzo. I believe that UEFA should be investigating this league. They should be investigating it. They should be putting this to bed once and for all. And the issue we have, and the issue will be, there always will be, is the fact that there is, whether we like it or not, whether it is true or it is untrue, that there is a stench of corruption, there is a stench of bias, there is a stench of favouritism. There is a stench of favouritism there towards one team, and that needs to be investigated. UEFA need to investigate what is going on with the Scottish game. If the investigation comes back that it's just down to refereeing standards in terms of the competence of the referees to actually referee in terms of their ability, then yeah, that's fine, fair enough. That is an independent body looking into this. The problem is that the longer this is allowed to fester, the longer this is allowed to continue, there will always be this narrative from Rangers fans and from outside fans that the Scottish League is a joke. It's a farmers' league. It is a league that is run in favour of one team, and that is what is happening. And I've got mates who are I've got mates down here who are Liverpool fans, who are Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, Manchester United fans, Manchester City fans, and they all say the same thing, that the league is a joke. The league is a joke, that the referees are shocking, and that Celtic win everything. Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Bro, John Beaton is a self-confessed Rangers fan. I am pushing for AI to be the fourth official. You've got to, I think the more you can get computers involved in making decisions in terms of VAR, the better, because computers do not make biased decisions. It is the people behind it. And I've said this. Go back and look at my videos. I've said this way back. It's not down to the VAR system. The VAR system is perfect. It is the idiots behind the screen that are making the decisions that are the problem. I'm starting to think this is a waste of time. Let's move on, or I'll get depressed. We will do, mate, eventually. If it's true about John Beaton, then let him ref every Rangers games to even it out a bit. Lol. Look, John Beaton might be a Rangers fan, okay? And so what? Okay, if he is a Rangers fan. But if that's the case, he should not be refereeing Rangers games. That is what I'm saying. And this is the thing that I don't understand from people and Celtic fans who will come on and will criticise what I'm saying and saying you weren't bothered about this. Yes, I am. Whether those decisions go in terms of bias to us or bias to them, I don't care. But what it should be is that no match official should be allowed to referee or be a VAR official for a game that they have a team or have an interest in. That is just corrupt. It is just wrong. The ref problem will not go away as long as Neil Doncaster is in charge of the SFA. I agree, Paul. I don't think the SFA is fit for purpose. I don't think that Neil Doncaster is fit for purpose. I think there is a genuine issue genuine issue. Beating us gave more Celtic more pens, very much true. Like I said, go back to the game on Sunday. He was refereeing that game. He was the ref. He made the mistakes. At the end of the day, he gave decisions in favour of Celtic. He's a Rangers fan, allegedly. Refreshing to hear the same tape, bro. It's human error, unconscious bias on both sides, bro. Let's make it fair at least. I mean, the problem is I don't think at this moment in time there is a massive bias towards Rangers. If you look at the fact that in Old Firm games, the decisions given in favour of Celtic far outweigh the decisions given in favour of Rangers. When was the last time Rangers had a penalty in an Old Firm game? When was the last time a Celtic player was sent off at Parkhead? Now, the truth of the matter is, and I honestly believe this, is that referees are too scared to give decisions against Celtic at Parkhead for fear of their own lives. And that's been proven in the past. Where's your blue hat, Santa hat? I haven't got one, mate, James. I haven't got one. The thing is, 90% of the people growing up support Rangers are Celtic, referees included. So where does that leave us with referees? South of the border. You go south of the border. You get English referees involved. That's what you need to do. Absolutely. Have a go. Yeah, absolutely. Where are we up to? Wednesday, Edinburgh Derby. That is on Boxing Day at 12:30, mate. I've got a live stream on the other channel, guys. On the other channel. Why not ask from UEFA for neutral officials from other leagues or countries for the games between us at least? I agree with that 100%. We should have neutral referees. The 4 Old Firm games, or the 6, however many Old Firm games you have a season, none of those Old Firm games should be refereed by Scottish officials. They should be refereed by independent officials from a neutral country. They should be refereed by English refs or Spanish refs or Italian refs or German refs or Dutch refs or somebody, but just not Scottish refs. I disagree on that one, Kaiser, 100%. If you actually look, Celtic were given more penalties last season. They've been given more penalties this season. So to say that we were given a world record number of penalties is just untrue. 100% untrue. Who was given the most penalties last season? Celtic. Damned obvious. At the end of the day, look, the Rangers are right to make this statement. They have made a statement and they have made it quite clear that they are unhappy with the situation as it points. Now, I don't honestly believe that anything will happen as a result of this statement. It's Christmas, so I won't call it all out. Yeah, I don't think that it will happen. I don't think that there will be the slightest bit of difference made. I think the SFA will give some bullshit response, some weak response, and nothing will be decided. Nothing will change. And until we get UEFA involved in actually investigating the SFA, nothing will change. Nothing will change in terms of refereeing standards or in terms of the competence of the SFA. The SFA are massively, hugely not fit for purpose. But that is the issue we have at this moment in time, guys. It needs to be addressed. I mean, having a look at the poll at the moment, we are currently running in the on the live chat. At this moment in time, the poll is, do UEFA need to get involved and investigate the SFA and refereeing standard in Scotland? 93% of you have voted yes in that poll. 8% of you have voted no, agree. That I think it is the point. It is the point. I mean, that would be hard for the SFA to bring in outside refs without upsetting Celtic's hierarchy. And I agree on that point, Janet. That is why we will never, ever, ever get independent referees for games, because Celtic won't agree to it. Henry Fulton is clearly here, drunk already on thing. Henry Fulton, you know nothing. You are a clueless Tim. Get back to your wife, who is also your mum or your sister. You are gone. Goodbye. See you later, you dirty Tim. Mate, I haven't even thought about it yet. Yeah, I do think we lost a lot of power. I think, Matt, you are correct in that estimation. I think, absolutely. I honestly believe as well, Willie Collum should be in to overlook certain decisions in big games. I do agree with that one. I've seen that one written and certainly brought up. But, I mean, the biggest thing for me and the whole issue that I have with this Thursday, for example, is that Frank O'Connor, whatever he's called, is a ardent Celtic supporter. He is a member of a Celtic Supporters Association. There are pictures of him all over the internet wearing Celtic shirts. Um, you know, he is a Celtic fan. Now, why have the SFA put him into a position like this where they, where they are effectively putting him in a very difficult position? Now, if he makes a single decision, a single wrong decision in favour of Celtic on Thursday, can you imagine the uproar? Can you imagine it? Can you imagine the absolute outcry there will be? Now they are putting unnecessary pressure on Connor. They are putting in a situation, and it just doesn't make any sense. When Connor was involved in an incident that directly favoured Celtic, it then comes out that he is a Celtic fan and he is a member of a Celtic Supporters Association, and they put him to VAR official a Celtic game. Now, whether you agree or disagree with the fact that he was only banned for one game, if they're going to bring him back this weekend, why not give him the Edinburgh Derby, or give him a Kilmarnock game, or give him a Aberdeen game? Why would you put him into a Celtic game? I mean, it just does not make any sense at whatsoever. It just genuinely blows my mind that, as a league, as a referees association, you would sit down and think, do you know what's a really good idea? There was a huge furore in the cup final, wasn't there, over the VAR officials getting it wrong and skating over that decision and quickly brushing it aside. And then the bias towards Celtic being called in. And then the Celtics, let's give him the Celtic game. I mean, it just absolutely beggars belief. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Yeah, I agree with this. I would have top English officials. I think it would be really interesting if you went and got one of the top English refs to referee the Old Firm game, how it might pan out. It's on the website, mate. They could learn a lot from refereeing in the National Football League and the National Basketball Association. They explain decision in real time. I agree with that. They've actually started doing that in the MLS, Stephen. If you watch NFL, I watch NFL, I watch NHL. You watch that and refs explain decisions. Absolutely. That is a brilliant call. I mean, simple, because the SFA wants to fuck us over. They fucking hate if we win the league. I said all this after the game. Yep, absolutely. Frank Connor should be called Frank Carson. Thinks it's funny to fuck Rangers over. Lol, I like that one, Janet. That's a good one. Look, we are in it is a ridiculous. It's a utterly ridiculous decision that has been made by by the SFA. It is just an absolutely ridiculous decision. And if they're going to put him into position to actually, like I said, give him a game that's not involving Celtic, it just does not work, does it? It just does not work. Yeah, they are. That's what well, I think they are cowering to one club's pressure, mate. I think there is one club putting pressure on the SFA, and they're coming into line with one club. And English refs are all professional and keep up with the play a lot better than the oafs we have officiating football games. I agree with that one. Blue Horizon, they are. I have a great question. Yeah, you too, Aldo. Absolutely. Right, let's move away from this. I think, look, we can rage all we want, but nothing is going to change. I don't think anything will change, going forward. I think we will always be in a position where referees in Scotland do have a natural bias to the green and white side. I do think that there is a genuine feeling within the SFA as well, where there is a favouritism. I think Lowell or Desmond or whoever have an unnecessary influence over the SFA. I think that is well known. And I would hope that big Rangers pods, I don't include Heart and Hand in this. Heart and Hand are brilliant. They will call out anything. Do need to absolutely, call it out. And it's not and I want to say this. I've heard on a number of Rangers pods, the bigger ones, not another Ranger. No, why my camera's gone off, guys? There we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've heard on a couple of pods now, not on the Rangers podcast, not Rabble, not Gallant Few, not all, not those type of podcasts, but some of the bigger ones. A comment made along the lines of, it's not bias, it's not dodgy decisions to it's just incompetence. Absolute bullshit. There's it's happening. If it was once or twice, fair enough. but it happens too often, and it has to be called out. And the sooner that everyone is uniting behind calling it out, the better. Not giving the SFA somewhere to hide. Absolutely. Even if you're not refereeing the team you support, you can still affect the game to favour your team. Since we went down, Celtic New Breed are spoiled brats. Even Lemon called them out during their 10 in a row crumble. Congrats on to Jack Budd. Absolutely, congratulations to. How long have I been following the NFL? Since the late 80s, early 90s, Emmy. I'm a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, huge Steelers fan. First Super Bowl I remember, this is off topic, but it was the San Francisco 20, Cincinnati Bengals 16, when Montana drove the Niners down the field, and he threw a winning touchdown pass to John Taylor. That was the first Super Bowl I remember. That's the first Super Bowl I remember. Right, let's look ahead, shall we now, to Thursday's game. Alan Thompson, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Absolutely, thank you, mate. Thank you very much for that. It means a lot, mate. It really does. It means a lot. 100%. 100%. Absolutely. Go Browns. Oh, Scott, you had to go there, mate. Go Browns. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay, let's look ahead to this Thursday's game. Now, one thing that should be positive, it's a Thursday evening. It's a possibility, Paul. It's a possibility. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think Shankland's even on the club's radar. I don't think there's the slightest bit of interest in Shankland, if I'm being honest with you. I genuinely feel that Shankland isn't a player that Rangers even want. I think he doesn't fit the sort of type of player we're going for these days. I think he's too old. I don't think he comes into line with the trading model. So I don't think that'll happen. I think as to who we might sign if we sell Dessers, I don't know. I think Coppen will have cast his net far and wide. He will be looking at a number of different markets: the South American market, the African market, the Far Eastern market, the Eastern European market. He's already shown that he's not afraid to look at places, like Morocco, for example, to find promising talent. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys, new poll starting now as we move on to talk about the St Mirren game. What will the result be on Thursday? Will it be a St Mirren win, a Rangers win, or will it be a draw? Harvey's a Buffalo Bills fan. Absolutely. Rangers kick off is boxing. Yes, it is, Scott. It is Boxing Day. 5:30, mate, on Boxing Day. Seen the Celtic fans calling you out about going to the games. He must have missed when you was at Ibrox fixating over Rangers. Lol. Tricky away. It is tricky away. Absolutely. So there is a number of games on Boxing Day. We'll look at those, and we'll obviously preview the St Mirren game, which is upcoming. That's what we're going to talk about. That's why the poll is up there in the live chat. So let's have a little look at what is upcoming on Boxing Day. So it's Boxing Day. There are a number of games ongoing. So these are the games that you will find on Boxing Days. Here we go. Let's bring it up on the screen for you so you can see it. So Boxing Day games we have. Here we go. The first game up on Boxing Day is Hearts v Hibs, which is a 12:30 kickoff. That will be live streamed. It'll be a live watch along on the Football Podcast Owen James channel. If you haven't subscribed to that, check it out. A new Scottish football channel. Not doing so great at the moment, guys. Not doing really well at the moment. So that's going to be live stream. That's going to be a live stream, live watch along. So please obviously come and join us for that. Other games, it is St Johnstone v Dundee on the 26th at 3 o'clock. It's then Dundee v Ross County, 3 o'clock kickoff. Celtic v Motherwell. Come on, Motherwell. Let's hope you can get a positive result. Killie Aberdeen. That will be a tough game for Aberdeen. And given Aberdeen's recent form, that could easily be a defeat for them. And our game kicks off at 5:45. We will be live from about 20 past, 5:30 on Boxing Day, bringing you a live watch along here on the channel. So come and join us for that live watch along on the Thursday. Now, one of the encouraging things, guys, is it's a Thursday evening fixture. So therefore, it's Thursday evening. We all know that Rangers love a Thursday evening. We love a Rangers Thursday, and hopefully Rangers love a Thursday. So hopefully we love a Thursday in the league as much as we love a Europa League Thursday. So hopefully that's a good sign. I mean, perhaps you should play the Europa League music before they walk out. Hey all, just popping in to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great day. I'm surrounded by my family of Tims. Wish I still drank alcohol, but hey, it's until Boxing Day. Scott says, go Redskins, mate. They are now known as the Commanders. You can't call them that. Apparently it's racist. Are you watching the Steelers versus the Chiefs tomorrow, 6 p.m. on Netflix? I will be. I came here in a good Christmas mind. No way with Celtic, lol. Yeah, absolutely. You know, look, we'll have a look at it. Let's have a little look at this preview then, shall we? Let's get to the preview. So overall record against St Mirren is very, very good indeed. Here we go. So this is the overall record against St Mirren. Right, let's bring it up here. This is the overall record against St Mirren. That's Dundee. Sorry, wrong caption. How unprofessional. Here we go. So we played them 53 times. They've won 3 only. So we've only lost to St Mirren 3 times. So overall, you know, it does favour us massively going into this game, and there has only been 5 draws in all the time that we've played them. So 53 games, 53. We've won 45 out of 53 games against them. So our record against them is pretty damned good. So, you know, you look at that as a percentage, that is an 85% win percentage for Rangers. So you've got to be optimistic going into the game on Thursday that we're going to get a positive result in that game, given our overall dominance of this, you know, dominance of these fixtures. Sid, Cortez must be close. Yeah, I want to talk about Cortez. Fuck the Merry Christmas ban to the Tims. We're going to ban them. Of course, we'll ban them, mate. We always ban the Tims here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. But looking at the last few results against them. Now, this is just focusing on our games at St Mirren. This is not looking at the games at Ibrox. This is just focusing on the games at St Mirren. So as you can see from that, the last time we lost to them, you know, in a game at their ground was in 2020, 2021, was in 2020, was on the 16th of December. That's not a good omen. It was an evening kickoff as well. Again, not a great omen. We lost 3-2 to them in the Betfred Cup quarterfinals. But if you go back across the fixtures, you know, going back from last year all the way back to 2020, 2021, 2-1 last year in the post split, a 1-0 away from home, a 3-0 to us, another 3-0 to us, a 1-1 draw in 22-23. So that was on the 12th of November 2022. That was the last time it was a non-positive result against them. A 4-0 victory to Rangers, a 2-1 and a 2-0. So overall, very positive results against St Mirren in recent times. So, you know, again, looking at history, there's not a lot to worry about that. You know, there's not a lot to worry in terms of what history tells us about this fixture, that we dominate this. Rangers win, Celtic tie, mate. That's such an American word. 7 points. That would be fantastic, mate. But obviously give us, you know, a big chance. Paul, you don't need to apologise for being an Eagles fan. They're a very, very good team. No worries about it. 100% fine on that one. Time to go, fellow Bears. Merry Christmas to you all. Have a Merry Christmas. Same to you, Stephen. Have a Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good one. Are there any shops open tomorrow? I heard no booze. I don't think so, mate. Good evening, Harvey from Portadown. Evening, buddy. How are you doing? Good. Another new name in the live chat. Welcome on board. Well, great to have you here. What else do we know, you know, going into this fixture? Well, if you look at St Mirren and their past results in the league so far, let's just remove that channel logo for a minute so we can see the results. So this is going back the last 8 games they've played. So 3-1 against St Johnstone and 0-0 against Ross County. That's not a very impressive result considering where Ross County are in the league at this moment in time. So a 0-0 against Ross County is not massively, not massively important. Hibs 1, St Mirren 2, Aberdeen 1. Recent results: 2-0 away at Dundee United, 1-0 defeat at home to Motherwell, a 3-2 away win at St Johnstone, and a 1-0 home defeat to Ross County. So, you look at that, and they're home, 2-1 Ross County. Sorry, my fault, I misread that. So, you look at that in terms of their home form. Their home form isn't all that impressive, is it? I mean, there was a 2-1 against Aberdeen, but you've got a 0-0 against Ross County, a 3-1 against St Johnstone, a defeat in there to Motherwell. So, not overly impressive there, not a massively impressive run of form, given obviously, how they currently are playing. St Mirren's team, their team, how they lined up in their last game was a 3-4-3. I think that'll look more like a 3-5-2 or even possibly a 3-6-1 on Thursday. I think there'll be a lot of low block going on. I think there'll be a lot of time wasting, a lot of spoiling, a lot of trying to, break the game up as much as possible. They won't want to play a lot of games. Now, Tanza is suspended for this game. He was sent off in their last game. Obviously, Mikel Mandron, one to watch. Jakoviti, their central defender, he scored a goal in the last game. Again, another player to watch. St Mirren are a physical team. They are a hard-working team. So I'm not massively worried, in terms of the football side of it. If we can play and play well, if we can get the ball down, pass it around, move the ball quickly. And I think that's one of the big keys for me is moving the ball quickly. I think the slower we play, the more it benefits them. If we continue to play slower, we continue to play, that sort of sideways backwards football that you saw to some extent in the last game, you may see, us really struggle to break them down. We need to obviously get away from that 100%. We need to move that ball quickly. We need to sort of unsettle them. We need good. The other thing we need realistically is good movement up front, and that's why I really pray that Cyril Dessers doesn't get a start on Thursday. We need to keep going with Danilo or with Igman or just with Danilo. We need to see good movement up there. One of the keys to breaking down a low block is good movement from your players. It's to move the defenders around, to give the defenders a real issue. Do we go with them? Do we stay? Do we stick? Do we twist? Where do we go? Create that uncertainty, make gaps. That is one of the things we do need to do on Thursday. John Hanna says, this could be a hard game if we don't focus, but I think this squad are slowly turning their form round. I've got to say you are 1,000,000% right, John. If we don't focus, if we go in with a shoddy attitude, then I honestly believe that we will struggle. But, I do agree that we are turning our form around. We are seeing an improvement, aren't we, from the boys? So, yeah, I do agree with that one, 100%. St Mirren playing 9-1-1. They always do against Rangers. Very true. John, do we see? I really would love to see Oscar Cortez. I mean, realistically, I don't think he'll. I mean, I'll go through my starting lineup with you. This is my starting lineup. It's not what I think Clement will do, but I would love to see him get a start. Even if he only plays 45 minutes, get him out there, get him start getting him match fit. It's something we need to start to do. So, yeah, I do think that we do. I do think we'll see him. And look, if he doesn't get a start on Thursday, I think we'll at least see him off the bench. We need to start seeing him off the bench if we're going to get him match fit. Janet says, Rangers need to be playing quick passing game and getting behind them. Agree with you. Absolutely spot on. In terms of what the team will be, now this is my team. I don't think this will be the team that he goes in with by any stretch of the imagination, but this is my team. So Tav at right back, because at this moment in time there is no one else. Tav's playing well at the moment as well, so keep starting him whilst he's playing well. Plus, I think we'll need Dujon Sterling in central defence again. I wouldn't play Proper in this game because it will be a physical game, and I think where Proper struggles is in physical games. If we play him in physical games, that's when we'll see him struggle. And St Mirren will be physical. So I don't think starting Proper is a good start. I would go with Dujon Sterling and Leon Balogun. Ridvan Yilmaz left back. Now, I put Yilmaz in ahead of Yefte because we need to rotate. We need to give Yilmaz some minutes. I think for Yilmaz's confidence as well, we need to keep starting him, keep playing him, keep giving him the opportunity to actually start games. I think, we may see Barron and Raskin play on Thursday, but I want to see us stay more attacking. And I think having Dio and Raskin in there just makes us that little bit more attacking. I think it gives us a few more options going forward. So I do feel that we do need to realistically go in with Diamonde and Raskin just to be a little bit more offensive. I think that is the key for me in this game. The three behind the striker, I would put Hadji in the 10 role because Hadji's been fabulous. Hadji has been absolutely fabulous so far. He really has. He's influenced games. He carries a real threat. He plays very, very well at the moment. So I would definitely wish to see him in that 10 role. Cherney, I think, has to start wide right. Cherney, for me, is probably one of our best players at the moment. And I think, there was a concern, wasn't there, around spelling him, around giving him games off. Yes, but I don't think that's at all possible. I'd love to see Cortez get the start. Do I think it'll happen? No. But I just have to see 45 minutes of him. Get him out there, get him playing, get his confidence back, get his match sharpness back. Hamza, I think, needs a rest. As good as Hamza is, I think he needs a rest. Bring him off the bench so we don't have to see Dessers for half an hour, 20 minutes. But start with Danilo. Put Danilo up there. Start with him. Go for that. I don't think that will be the team that Clement goes with by any stretch of the imagination. So not a chance. Not a chance indeed. Janet says, Proper is the weak link in the defence, in my opinion. No weight behind him. And that's why I think that he won't. That's why I think that he should not be included in this team, because he struggles with the physicality. He is getting better. I agree with you, William, but I just don't think he copes with physicality. I really, really don't. Yeah, probably, Haldo. Probably, mate. That probably will be the case. In terms of what I think Philippe Clement will go with coming out in this game, I think he'll go with something like this. I think he'll go Butland, Tav, Sterling, Proper, Hjefte. I don't think he'll play Balogun. I think Balogun will be on the bench again. Baron, Raskin, I think he'll go with both of them because it's away from home. Hadji is the 10. Cherney right, Hamza and Danilo interchanging from left to centre. That's what I think he'll go with, if I'm being honest with you. I just really hope we don't see Cyril Dessers start. I mean, the guy's just a joke. He really is. 100%. 100%. This is the debate over Barry Ferguson being involved in the VAR. I think that was a very interesting thing. Maybe not Scott. I just think we need to start seeing him play. I think we need to start getting him out there. And I hear what Clement says in terms of him being careful with Cortez. And I get that and I understand that. But I do feel that there is the need to play him. I really do need to. We do need to get him involved. Order says, really don't think supporters want to see Dessers ever again. I don't either. I think he needs to be sold in January. I don't get Dessers. I don't get him at all. I don't get what he brings to the team. And I think it's weird, isn't it, how as a team, we were struggling to create chances. We were struggling with creativity up the top and movement, and we were too static up the top when Dessers was there. We bring in Hamza and Danilo, and suddenly it all improves because Dessers isn't there. You know what? I'm maybe putting 5 and 5 together and getting 12, but for me, it's 5 and 5 and it's 10. Dessers is the problem. He did, Scott, but I don't think he will this time. So I would go with Hamza and Danilo or with Danilo. I think they're the better players. I think you've got to go with your best players. I think at this stage of the season, you have to go with your best players in every game. In every game. Airwolf, that's a great question. Can you hang your hat on him? I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know, because none of us really truly know what you're getting with him because he's missed too many games. He's been out injured far too much. So I do believe there is, for me, we've got to hope that he stays fit, and we've got to see a run of him in the scene because I think he's a good player. I mean, you look at the performance in the Hearts game last year. He looked very good in that game. He is, for me, a very, very, very good player. Stephen says here, no need to start Dessers, play someone from the B team instead. Yeah, I'd go with Lovelace. I would play Lovelace over Dessers. I'd play Curtis over Dessers. I'd play Broxy Bear over Dessers, if I'm being honest with you. I hope so, Janet. I hope so. Everyone is letting all that go way too easy. What's that, Stuart? I do think that Dessers does not add to this team, and he does take away from this team massively, massively. Yeah, he was poor in the final. When he came on, he made zero difference apart from, I think his only contribution was getting booked, wasn't it? But look, I think Thursday will be tough. I don't think it'll be an easy game. I don't think it'll be goals galore. Right, guys, what I'd look from you now is get your predictions in the live chat. Currently, we have a poll running. The poll says 40% of you say a St Mirren win. I think that's some Celtic fans watching. 83% of you say Rangers win. And 2% say draw. So obviously keep getting your votes in. What would be the score line? What's the score line going to be on on Thursday. Get the scoreline in the live chat. I'll get with mine in a minute. Club need to be firm with Dessers, Dowell, etc. Their time's up. Airwolf, I think you're right, mate. You know, as I said on the video the other day, I think Matondo, Dessers and Dowell are the prime three that need to be moved on in this transfer window. That's got to be the case. Honestly do. Although I would laugh, mate, if that happened. Really seriously would laugh if that happened. Dessers wants to leave, I think, not happy at being a bit part player. That is what I've heard, Scott. I've heard that as well. I have heard that as well. I have to admit that he's not happy. 2-1 to us. I think that is Airwolf says. 3-0 to Rangers, says Sid. Come back to you in a minute. 3-1 says Blue Horizon. Dire game to watch. 2-0 to us. Celtic fans been in charge. Mate, it'll happen. It'll keep happening. Nothing's going to change. 4-0 to Rangers. Cheney first goal. Good shout, Scott. Motherwell 2. Nappy Rippers 2. Let's hope so. Dessers is an enigma. He scores goals when you least expect it. Then he misses sitters. Correct, John. Stuart Refson VAR in charge of Septic Games. St Mirren 0. Rangers 2, says Aldo. Right, in terms of scoreline, I am going to go for this scoreline. My scoreline for Thursday is going to be, I think it will be this. This is my prediction. My prediction is St Mirren 0, Rangers 3. First goal scorer will be Hadji. I think Hadji will get the first goal. Vinman, welcome, buddy. Haven't heard you from you a long time. Merry Christmas, Owen from Buffalo, New York, USA. Rangers 2, St Mirren 0. Good prediction. I like that prediction, mate. James, I love your optimism. 6-0. I would take that 100%. Mays says, I think it'll be 2-1 to us. John says, I think we are due a high scoreline if we get an early goal. I think, John, that's a brilliant point, mate. I think an early goal is absolutely vital. And I think if you look at Rangers' performances when we've really kicked on and scored a lot of goals, it has been in those games where we've got early goals. So I think you're spot on. Sid says, Rangers scorers Hadji, Danilo and Cheney. DL2 says 10-0 to us. Mate, I would love that. That would be the best Boxing Day ever if it was 10-0 to us. I mean, absolutely fantastic if it was 10-0 to us. I love that prediction. Love it. Absolutely love it. Current poll, 82% say Rangers win, 16% say St Mirren win, 2% say a draw. Look, I'd love it. I'd love a big scoreline. I'd love a massive, massive scoreline. Of course I would. Absolutely would love it. You know, just a huge win for us. Be really positive. Cut the goal difference down. And I'd love Motherwell to get something at there. Guys, just a few sort of heads ups with what is upcoming for you over the next couple of days. So, in terms of Boxing Day, it's a Boxing Day double header for you. We've got a Boxing Day double header. So on the football podcast, which is not this channel, it's my other channel, my Scottish channel. I will be doing the Hearts v Hibs live watch along. That will be from around 12:30. I'm going to put this up on the screen in a minute, so don't worry. That's from about 12:30. And then in the evening, I will be bringing you the Rangers versus St Mirren watch along. That will be from about 5:30, 5:20, depends when I've got time to go live. So coming up on Boxing Day, two live watch alongs for you on the football podcast channel, not on this channel, on my other channel. There will be the football, that will be that one, and St Mirren versus Rangers live watch along from 5:30. So obviously please catch that one. Just to show you that, those of you who haven't yet found the channel, I'm just quickly going to bring it up for you. Just go onto YouTube and I'll show you the channel. You know, my aim is to basically kind of try and re-emulate Mark Goldbridge to some extent, and kind of, you know, how he has That's Football as a channel. You know, that's his general channel, but United Stand is his main channel. My aim is always to have Glasgow Rangers Nation as my main channel, but I will be covering Scottish football news on this other channel. This is the channel, guys. If you haven't yet seen it, this is it. This is it on YouTube. So we have here, this is my channel, the football podcast, Owen James. We've done 3 videos so far. Coon out for Celtic and Grey wants Edinburgh Derby win. Aberdeen collapse, Hearts resurgence, the truth, and the SLPL weekend in review. And then we've got the live watch along scheduled for, it's 12:15. Sorry guys, not 12:30, 12:15 on Boxing Day. So come and join us for that. Mark that in your diaries. That is live and upcoming, guys. If you have not yet obviously checked out the channel, let me just drop in the live chat for you now. The actual we'll get to your comments in a minute, don't worry, we are going to get to your comments. That is the link to the channel, so if you haven't yet subscribed, please obviously subscribe to the channel. What else have we got? Merry Christmas. Absolutely, have a nice Christmas. Pico, he says, happy Christmas. Hope you have you too, mate. Absolutely. Have a nice Christmas. 100%. Merry Christmas. We are the people walking in the cold. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great day. See you Boxing Day. Absolutely. We are indeed the people. Yeah. And that is the link, guys, if you want to check it out. Right. That is it. Let you go and get away with your Christmas preparations for tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much for all your support. It is fantastic having you here, having you comment, having you join me for these podcasts. And as always, on the way out, please smash the like, comment, sub, share, do all that fabulous stuff. Thank you, Aldo. That means so much at the moment. It really does, guys. It's going to be a difficult year. It's going to be an even more difficult year next year for me, for personal reasons, which I will talk about in the future. But there we go. Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your Christmas, guys. Have a good luck one. Only for Home Nations. Thank you very much. That second channel, guys, like I said, will be Scottish football news, everything else, bringing you Scottish live streams, everything else. If you want to come and join me for that, please obviously come. On the way out, like, sub, comment, share, all that great stuff. Thank you, Aldo. Guys, it's phenomenal. Thank you so much for your support. And remember always, please never forget the most important thing. We are One Rangers family. We love our club and we are the people.